You think you know Tampa? Not even close. You've seen the beaches, maybe caught a Bucks game, scrolled a few Instagram reels and thought, yeah, I could live here. Living here, that's a whole different playbook. We're talking one street that feels like a laid-back historic district with brick roads, and the next, full-on rooftop brunch, Range Rovers and DJs at night, tacos that'll ruin your standards for good, neighborhoods you didn't even know existed but feel like they were built for you. And yeah, a few things that'll punch your wallet if you're not ready. This city's a vibe, but it's also a puzzle, and most people only put a few pieces together, and that's where I come in. I was born here, built a business here, help people move here every single day, and this video, it's everything you actually need to know about Tampa in 2025 and beyond. No fluff, no top 10 fillers, just the real stuff. Culture, neighborhoods, costs, curveballs, and why so many people come here for the weather, but stay here for the lifestyle. So, lean in, because this isn't just a city tour, it's your blueprint for starting a whole new life in Tampa. For over a decade, I've been walking this city with clients, trying to help them figure out, does Tampa feel like home? And here's what I've learned. What makes or breaks your move isn't just the price tag on a house or how close you are to the beach. It's the feel, the pace, the pocket of the city that actually fits you. So I'm giving you the real deal, boots on the ground, what it actually feels like to live here, breakdown from the neighborhoods that'll have you asking, wait, why didn't anyone tell me about this? All the way to the curveballs that don't show up on those other guides, but hit hard once you've already moved here. And it starts with this. Before you stress about the housing market, the commute, the insurance quotes, you gotta understand the energy of the city, the lifestyle, the rhythm, the way Tampa moves, and why the people who move here end up staying. Tampa's one of those places that shifts depending on where you stand, who you're with, and even what day it is. Like, you're grabbing a café con leche in West Tampa in the morning, kayaking past dolphins by lunch, and hitting a rooftop happy hour in Hyde Park before dinner. It's a mix of chill and electric, beach town slow, and big city energy, and somehow it works. The culture here, it's not trying to be Miami, it's not trying to be Orlando. Tampa's its own thing. It's old school Latin soul layered with young creative hustle. You've got multi-gen families grilling in the same neighborhood for 40 years, right next to transplant 20-somethings launching startups out of coffee shops. And the lifestyle? You've got people in Seminole Heights raising chickens and flipping vintage bungalows, while just up the river in Channelside, it's luxury high-rises, espresso martinis, and valet parking. Families riding bikes along Bayshore, retirees crushing yoga at sunrise, remote workers with laptops out by Armature Works, living their best 2-hour lunch lives. Here's a personal example. I had a client last year, tech couple from Denver. They were sure they wanted beach access, talked nonstop about St. Pete Beach, but after spending a weekend in South Tampa, checking out the farmers market, vibing at local brunch spots, they pivoted hard. Turns out walkable streets and local energy felt more them than beachfront living ever did. That's Tampa for you. It doesn't fit in one box, and that's exactly why people fall in love with it. So listen, if any of this is hitting home and you're starting to picture your life here, don't do it solo. My team and I help people make the move to Tampa every single week. We know the neighborhoods, the lifestyle fits, the hidden gems the internet can't explain. All our info's below. Reach out anytime, because we want to be your Tampa real estate team of choice. And remember, you're not just choosing a location, you're choosing a lifestyle, one that's layered, a little unpredictable, and packed with personality. Life here is one big celebration, so much so that Tampa doesn't wait for a reason to celebrate. It builds a calendar around it. Tampa isn't one of those cities where you have to wait for the weekend to have some fun. This city, it stays ready. We're not just talking about a solid night out. We're talking about experiences that make you text your friends like, yo, why weren't you here? Let's start with a legend, Gasparilla. It's part pirate invasion, part full city block party, where it's not uncommon to ask, how did I end up on a rooftop wearing beads in January? People dress up, boats roll in by the hundreds, and Bayshore turns into one massive glitter-streaked parade. And whether you're front row or watching from a balcony, you feel the buzz all around the city, and it's electric. Then you've got River O' Green Fest. Yep, they actually dye the Hillsborough River bright green for St. Patty's Day, and there's green beer floating at pubs everywhere. It's weird, it's awesome, it's very Tampa. Or picture this, Sunday morning, arm full of market bags, live music in the air, local honey in one hand, and empanada in the other. That's Hyde Park Village Market, and if you time it right, you can swing by a classic car show on the way out and hit up a brunch a few blocks over. And the live music scene? Sneaky good. You've got everything from EDM nights at the Ritz to intimate singer-songwriter shows at the Attic. Indie, Latin, country, hip-hop, it's all here, and it's actually good. Even the random stuff hits. Food truck rallies, cigar festivals, sunset yoga on the pier. It's the kind of city where even your Tuesday can turn into something worth remembering. Bottom line, Tampa doesn't sit still. There's movement. And if you're the kind of person who loves finding community through shared experiences, this city delivers. Over the last few years, it's also quietly transformed into what foodies dream about. Let's be honest. Tampa could win people over on the food alone. This city's got flavor in every direction, whether you're craving something handheld and messy or 5-star and fire grilled. Tampa delivers. We'll start with what you can't ignore. Cuban influence, it's everywhere. The Cuban sandwich isn't just a menu item here, it's a personality trait. Hit up La Segunda for bread that ruins every other loaf forever, anywhere, because it's that fresh. Or staples like West Tampa Sandwich Shop and Los Gringos, where it's loud, local, and the meals taste like someone's abuela made it. But maybe you're celebrating or just craving a proper meal. Tampa's got steakhouses that can hang with the heavyweights. Burns is the icon. Old school luxury, private wine rooms, and a vibe that feels like a secret club. Then you've got Council Oak if you want steak with a casino buzz, and Charlie's for that high-end 1200 degrees wood-fired flavor you can only get there. And if you're looking for ambiance with your entree, waterfront dining is next level here. Places like Eulalie serve native-inspired dishes right along the Riverwalk with skyline views, and trust me on this one, they have some of the best char-grilled oysters you've ever had. Then there's Salt Shack on the Bay. Casual, toes in the sand vibes with grilled fish tacos and sunset in your face. Tampa knows how to set the table and the mood. Now, let's go ahead and talk about desserts, because this city is like my wife. She's got a sweet tooth. And if you don't make up a stop on Hampton Chocolate Factory in Sparkman's Wharf, did you even really try? It's bougie, it's bold, and their 5-pound ice cream challenge is only for the brave. But the rest of the menu, it's loaded with toppings and it hits right every time. Now I've got to throw in Chill Bros for small batch ice cream and send you right back to Burns for the famous dessert room experience. Tableside Bananas Foster or Baked Alaskan, now that's the way to go. And the brunch scene. Tampa might have invented the we're still recovering from Friday night kind of brunch. Oxford Exchange, it's an institution. Counterculture brings the elevated twist. And everywhere you turn, bottomless mimosas, cinnamon bun pancakes the size of your head, and someone in sunglasses indoors. That's the beauty of it. Tampa's food scene doesn't try to copy anyone, it just serves the lifestyle. It's food trucks with Michelin-worthy menus. It's a $5 taco on Tuesday, followed by a rooftop filet on Friday. And I'll tell you this, when a city feeds you this well, you start imagining your life here real quick. But here's the thing, your go-to spots, most of the time you want them in your 20-minute bubble. It doesn't help if they're 45 minutes away. So let's go ahead and break down the neighborhood so you can find the area that fits your taste, your pace, and your plans. Where you live in Tampa, that's the cheat code to how you actually live, because this city isn't just downtown or the suburbs, it's layered. Every neighborhood's got a vibe, a speed, a personality, and finding the right one, that's where things click. Let's start with the core. Downtown, Channelside, and Water Street. This is Tampa on full display. We're talking high rises, rooftop pools, walkable everything, and new developments popping up like it's on fast forward. Your steps from the Riverwalk, Amalie Arena, and brunch that turns into low-key day parties before the check even hits. Swing southwest and it gets a little more refined. Hyde Park and Davis Islands, that's old money charm, oak-lined streets, and homes with actual history. You're still close to the action, but it's quiet when you want it, classy when you need it, and always in demand. Now, if you're headed just north of the city, Wesley Chapel is the move. It's where young families go when they want brand new suburban everything from homes, parks, schools, restaurants, all packed into master plan communities with pools, trails, and community events every single weekend. And if suburbs are more your vibe, then West Chase was ranked #1 suburb in Florida and has held the crown the last few decades. It sits west of downtown and gives you that perfect balance. Suburban feel, tree-lined roads, but still close enough to hit that city in 20 minutes. It's golf carts, great schools, and a neighborhood that feels like it's always on vacation. Now, what if you want something with grit, soul, and walkability? Well, back in the city, the Heights area, a blend of Seminole Heights, Riverside Heights, and Tampa Heights. It's where character lives. It's murals on every corner, breweries in old garages, and front porches that feel like community hubs. It's just kind of cool without trying too hard. Now, if you're looking for value in 2025 and beyond, Carrollwood, that's my sleeper pick. Big homes, mature trees, established everything, and prices that are still holding the line compared to what's happening everywhere else. It's one of the last places in Tampa where you get space without breaking the bank. And the added bonus is that they recently upgraded the parks, but don't charge you an arm and a leg like the newer communities sometimes do. And for the saltwater crowd, Beach Park, West Shore, and Apollo Beach down south, they bring that laid back on the water lifestyle. Homes with docks, early morning paddleboards, and sunsets that just reset your whole week. If you've done any research on Tampa neighborhoods, there is a good chance you have heard of the ones I just mentioned. But let me go ahead and share you some hyper local faves that won't always make the cut, but are good to know, starting right with Northdale. It flies under the radar, but it gives you quiet streets, solid schools, and a super central location. Lake Magdalene, it feels like a private retreat with tucked away lakes, big lots, and a slower pace you could breathe in. It's somewhat similar to that original Carrollwood. And down south, Ballast Point, it blends laid-back coastal vibes with deep-rooted South Tampa charm. Think bay breezes, shaded parks, and locals who've been walking these streets for decades. And that's the beauty of Tampa. You've got options. Laid back, buttoned up, urban, suburban, salty, historic, and brand new. So what's your vibe? Are you more skyline and sushi or backyard barbecue? Drop your dream Tampa neighborhood down in the comments. We want to hear which one fits your lifestyle. Tampa's one of those places where outside just feels like part of the routine. We get sunshine almost year round, and if you couldn't tell by all the festivals and celebrations I mentioned earlier, this city knows how to make the most of it. Bayshore Boulevard is iconic. You've got miles of palm-lined sidewalks hugging the bay, runners, bikers, strollers, rollerbladers, all with the skyline backdrop. It's kind of place where your workout is almost secondary to the vibe. Now, how about the Tampa Riverwalk? Total lifestyle move and the biggest upgrade in Tampa, at least in the last 50 plus years. It's walkable, bikeable, lined with restaurants, museums, parks, and people actually using it. It's where locals hang out, not just the tourists. You want green space? Julian B. Lane, Al Lopez, and Lettuce Lake Park, they all hit different. One's got skyline views and kayak rentals, and another's shaded and quiet with space to grill. And Lettuce Lake feels like a nature escape with boardwalks, birds, and trails just outside the city buzz. I had a couple from Chicago tell me they didn't expect Tampa to have this much park access. I took them to Armature Works on a Saturday, kids playing, live music, kayaks in the river. They looked around and said, yeah, we could do this on the regular. And if you're seriously considering Tampa, you'll want to know what life here really costs. Tampa's no longer the cheap Florida city people used to whisper about. It's grown up. Prices have climbed. But here's the thing. It's still winnable if you play it smart. Housing prices have climbed. That's no secret. But you're still got pockets like Carrollwood or Northdale where you can snag space, trees, and peace without torching your budget. And if you want shiny and new, well, Wesley Chapel's got you covered. Model homes, wide streets, the whole suburbia starter pack. But here's where people get blindsided. The insurance and taxes. They're not playing around, especially near the water or in flood zones. You need someone local helping you dodge the budget busters before you fall in love with a view. Utilities? They're reasonable. Groceries? Well, it depends on if you're hitting Publix or rolling deep at Costco. Either way, it's manageable. Tampa's not dirt cheap, but you're buying a lifestyle. The sun, the water, the parks, the energy, that stuff costs something, and honestly, it's worth it. But the big question people always ask is, can I actually find work here? Well, Tampa's not just sunshine and sailboats, it's working. Healthcare's massive, tech is growing fast, construction is booming. You've got people building hospitals in Wesley Chapel while startups set up shop in the Heights. Remote workers are flooding in too. We got Zoom calls by day, rooftop bars by night. And if you've got an entrepreneurial itch, this city's got space for it. Tampa rewards hustle. Whether you're opening a boutique gym, launching a food truck, or freelancing from your patio, it's built for people making moves. No state income tax? Well, that's a Florida perk. And the networking scene? Real people, real connections, not just handshakes and hashtags. Wages vary, yeah, but if you're smart with your niche, you'll eat good here. Just know, Tampa's not gonna hand it to you. But if you show up, there's plenty on the table for everyone. But with all these people moving here, we should talk about movement. How do you actually get around this place without losing your patience or your car bumper. Plain and simple, you're gonna need a car. Public transit exists, but unless you're living right downtown and never leaving, that Tico streetcar and bus schedule ain't gonna cut it. That said, Tampa driving isn't the nightmare you'll find in places like Atlanta or LA, but it's not stress-free either. I-275 and I-4, absolute mood killers at 5 p.m. Learn the back roads, time your errands, you'll be golden. Now, if you're lucky enough to live in places like Hyde Park, downtown, or Water Street, you can get by with biking, walking, and scooting around for local errands, and that's where Tampa feels the most connected. And the city's trying. We got bike lanes, scooter rentals, even some water taxis, but we're still mid-upgrade. This isn't New York, it's Florida, and in Florida, we drive. Just know, choosing your neighborhood, that's choosing your commute too. So really try to create that 20-minute bubble I always preach about. Oh, and if you've ever been hit with 94 degrees and full humidity, let's go ahead and talk about weather and the flood zone reality no one really tells you about until it's too late because you don't want any surprises. Let's not sugarcoat it. Tampa, it brings the heat. We're talking sun 250 days a year, blue skies that make you forget it's January, and winter's so mild, your hoodie might collect dust, but you're gonna sweat. Summers are humid, they're heavy, and they're relentless. You'll step outside and feel like a damp sponge, but hey, that's part of the trade-off. And then there's the rain. Tampa doesn't just sprinkle, it dumps sideways, out of nowhere, lightning included. Afternoon storms are a summer ritual, so don't even try planning a picnic after 2 p.m. in July. And then there's the flood zones. If you're anywhere near the bay, the canals, or a cute waterfront listing that feels too good to be true, go ahead and double check the flood maps. Insurance costs can sneak up fast. Talk to your agent. Ask about elevation. Don't just assume anything. It comes with the territory, so it's safer to assume you're gonna go ahead and pay a little extra for coverage. Hurricanes, they're rare but real. We prep like it's second nature, and most folks have a storm kit before they unpack their dishes and are always ready for a hurricane party. And that's a real thing too. Just go ahead and ask a local. Bottom line here, the weather's wild, but it's part of the Tampa lifestyle. And once you learn how to live with it, it becomes background noise to some seriously beautiful days. Now, shift gears with me, because whether you've got kids in tow or you're planning ahead, Tampa's got solid options on the education front, but it's not a one-size-fits-all game. Public schools. Some are top tier and some need a closer look. Hillsborough County is massive, so zoning matters. Areas like West Chase, South Tampa, and Lutz, for example, consistently show up with strong ratings. Private and charter schools are big here too, especially for families wanting specialized programs or smaller class sizes. Now, if you're thinking college town energy, we've got it. USF is a major research school with a growing rep in health and tech. Then we've got University of Tampa. It brings that downtown campus vibe and serious business school energy. Both bring in students from all over, which keeps the city feeling young and plugged in. Bottom line here, whether it's K through 12 or college, you've got choices. But just like real estate, the smart move is to dig in early and do your homework on what's best for you and your family. Now, if you want to be a local, you have to know local things. So let's go ahead and run through a quick lightning round with my go-to local gems and tips. These aren't the tourist traps. This is the stuff that I tell friends when they move here. Now, for a fun afternoon or evening, grab an e-boat rental and cruise the riverfront. No captain's license needed, just you and the views. Pack a cooler, put on some music, and just tour the river with friends. You almost always see a dolphin or two, and cruising at sunset with a drink in hand, that is never a bad time. For up to 10 people, it's around $90 an hour, just so you know. Now, what about pizza? Well, that's easy. Cappy's Pizza in Seminole Heights for deep dish. Trust me, it's been around for years. If you're craving a crisp New York style slice, Santoro's hits every time. And for sandwiches, it's Right Gourmet House. No debate, the Golden Gate is undefeated. You got kids? Even if you don't, the Tampa Zoo, it's a must. It's affordable, fun, and here's the hack. Pay for a day, and for $5 more, upgrade to an annual pass. And yes, that can include the ability to bring guests on your visit. The membership also gets you into tons of zoos and aquariums across the country through the AZA program, including deep discounts at the Florida Aquarium. So it's kind of a win-win, and my family gets the membership every year because I truly believe it's one of the best bets in Tampa for attractions. And for the sports junkies like me, listen up. There's this rare window every year where the stars align and you can catch 3 or more programs in the same weekend. Now in 2025, for example, September 19th to the 21st is the one to circle on your calendar. The Bucks, the Rays, and the Rowdies are locked in. The Lightning preseason is likely, and both the Tampa Bay Sun and USF Bulls football are rolling. That's 6 teams, 1 weekend. What would your plan look like here? Now the question is Tampa worth the hype? We have to get real about the trade-offs because no city's perfect and Tampa's got its quirks. The pros here are easy. Sunshine almost every day. You got beaches within 35 to 40 minutes and direct access to boating on the bay. Outdoor living is the default and no state income tax is a straight up Florida perk. Cost of living, not dirt cheap, but compared to Miami or LA, you're still getting a ton of value, especially in neighborhoods like Carrollwood or similar that I mentioned earlier. And you've also got variety, waterfront living, walkable urban pockets, quiet suburbs, it's all here. And the community vibe, it's chill, welcoming, and full of people who chose to be here. Now the cons. Summers are brutal, hot, humid, and you'll feel it the second you step outside. Traffic, not LA bad, but I-275 and I-4 can ruin your afternoon. Insurance and flood zones, yeah, those are real, so don't ignore the fine print. And how about that public transit? It's still catching up, so if you don't drive, your options are pretty limited. But here's the truth. If you know what you're signing up for, Tampa delivers every single time. Now, if Tampa's calling your name, here's a few last parting tips to make your move that much smoother. Join a local Facebook group or 2 before you move. People drop real-time intel on everything from school waitlists to the best taco trucks in your zip code. And just like anything, you will find some good info and some have to take it with a grain of salt. Next, your first stop after unpacking should absolutely be Publix. Get the Publix sub. It's a Florida institution and your welcome gift. Now, if you're thinking this might actually be my next spot to set roots, don't go at it alone. My team helps people make the jump to Tampa every single week. We know the flood zones, the established pockets, and which neighborhood actually match your lifestyle, not just your price point. Reach out. Let's find your fit. Our info's down below. We want to be your Tampa real estate team of choice. If you're still on that fence, keep the research going. We've got full neighborhood breakdowns, lifestyle tours, and everything you need to know about Tampa right here to binge. Start with the playlist right here. You'll know by video 2 if Tampa's the one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.